Welcome to Upper Room Studios. This is the Road Home Podcast.
We're on the road. As you can see, we are on the road.
Flying down the interstate.
Hey, I was told to go fast. We was running late.
It's a little faster than we would in real life be going, but this is our trip to the Ark Encounter in Williamstown,
Yeah.
Kentucky.
As you can see, it's raining, so
Yeah,
that's convenient.
that's because we went to the Ark.
We
Yeah.
finally made it to the Ark. Where is this big thing? I ain't seen it yet, boys.
I was kind of hoping that they would had it tucked behind like a mountain or something, like not a mountain but a hill.
Yeah.
So you couldn't see it right away till you got right up to it.
Would have been more biblical, I guess.
It'd have been kind of like Disney. You know how they kind of hide things.
Yeah.
Forced
I don't know.
perspective.
Oh, okay. So you did. I thought you were gonna show me cutting you off.
So-
You didn't.
No.
We took everybody from church, minus just a few people, actually. It was most of everybody, so it was a pretty big crowd of people.
We made it.
That was fun.
We did it.
If you go with a big crowd, make sure you got to call ahead and reserve a time slot.
Yeah,
That's
it was.
just a picture right here.
It was. Oh, this is great. This is like the documentary size kind of audio commentary by directors and filmmakers all across the world. They had a wonderful shuttle system. That was kind of fun. Everybody getting on it. And this is the waiting area. And I love this rainbow entrance. It has a lot of, I don't know, it's professional looking. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
It was fun. I like this. Okay, I snuck up on Billy and did this thing. He was like, he wasn't sure what I was doing just to begin with. All the kids had fun. Hey, Billy.
I was trying to get her strapped in.
He's all strapped in. He's like, hey. Yeah, nice to see you. Yeah, it just... And that's, okay, the beautiful colors of the rainbow. There's a whole exhibit on the rainbow. I actually think they could have done a lot more talking about the rainbow, but
Yeah.
that was, that was pretty cool. This whole little courtyard area is really neat. There is a, what's it called, Jed?
Carousel?
A carousel, a merry-go-round, if you will.
Yeah.
Virtual
And-
reality.
A virtual reality theater. Yeah, they're all talking about it right there.
Size of that thing.
It definitely was big.
I remember an Ark being here. Did you not that is to the rain? We've landed.
Our pastor did not get to ride the zip line.
Although he wanted to.
He tried.
Look at the shine.
He tried to get Cody in there with him.
He wanted to do it.
Cody was going to, but it ended up being too long of a wait.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
That was for the smallest little
Yeah. That was
line
what, 2
between.
jumps?
Yeah, this was our group picture. Pretty good group. We had a large.
The
group.
funny thing is this: we took a picture here, and then we just kept walking. There's like another section to take pictures.
This was a lot.
Right there, you can kind of see it where it's like just straight open. But anyways,
We
got a nice
were
picture.
all pretty impressed by the grass. There was a few of us that were standing there talking about how good the grass looked. They had some good grounds there. And these are the cool little, what do you call those? Where you stand behind, you can
Picture
look like
takers.
Noah. Picture takers.
Yeah. Good.
The kids had fun. They really did. It was a lot to see, a lot to take in.
Yeah, entertainment for the whole family.
Yep.
I didn't even see the monument walk. What was that?
I don't know. It was
don't know.
walking for sure. If you go to the Ark Encounter, be sure you will be walking.
Yeah,
100%.
lots of walking.
I tried to channel my inner theme park video taker here. Try to record everything as still as possible.
You're doing pretty good. I think I was trying to collect every child I had, and it was struggle just to get going. So I'm glad you videoed.
I wish I had one of those 3D or 360 cameras.
Oh, yeah.
You just hold up on a pole.
Well, we have a gimbal
Yeah.
that is supposed to level everything out.
But I forgot that in the
You
van.
left that in the van. So that's kind of useless. But that figures. That's the way we do it and everything. We just kind of off the cuff.
Yeah.
So you look at this hole on this ship, and they tell about it. Ken Ham and the people who made the Creation Museum and this as well, they talk about it. It's actually got a hole made of concrete to make that part of it. They build it around it. It's fake. It's not going to be an actual boat. This was the 12 stones.
You can rewind and pause the video there if you want to read all that.
Yeah.
This we got a little bit ahead of the line. Me and Jed, we had strollers and they let us on through. We got the fast pass lane.
Yeah.
It's always convenient having children.
So we you'll kind of see we lost some people, then we gained some people back, and then we lost people again, and there were so many people there.
There was so much stuff to see even in the line, and I had to go back and actually watch videos of people who do like the little tours there.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if I saw it all because there were so many people, and it was just a lot of activity going on. These were the cages that they had built. I actually think they overdid the cages on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
But
it was a lot of wasted space where they could have done more.
And I get the point what they're trying to do because they're trying to show how they're filling in the space.
What would have been nice is if they had just one room specific to it, not like carried it all the way across the bottom.
Yeah, and I feel like this has already been done at the Creation Museum. If you go to the Noah's Ark portion or the flood portion of the Creation Museum, which I enjoy, this is kind of on a smaller scale, of course, but this is, you see this. You do see this. But this is actual, like, to scale what the Bible says the ark, the size of the ark. They took a lot of art they call it artistic license.
I think they did a lot of like what we like to do as biblical theory stuff.
Yeah, that's where they went with it. Mm-hmm. There was just so much. You're looking around. It's self-guided, but you're following the people in front of you.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, where's the crowd going? And we were all kind of just a little bit confused to begin with because we were looking at all the different cages, and you weren't sure if there was something special there or not. And some of the cages, there actually you could hear it sounded like animals were in there. That's pretty cool.
They're neat though because they look like little water bottles.
Little hamster cages, I call them.
Tractor Supply.
Yeah. If you don't like loud noises, you won't like the Ark.
Yeah.
There's a lot of noises. This is the altar scene. Supposedly, this is a rendition of Noah and his family praying to God. And notice he's the only one moving. I'd hate to be that one guy who has his arms just stuck out there. And we go and we just continue on because it's so much to see. There's so many people.
These little pots that they were talking about, like flying insects and whatnot, they would, I think, and like lizards and stuff that could escape them little cages easy. I know at one point they were talking about where they would put water down through the whatever that is that covers it.
Yeah.
That would give them water and whatnot. But those were for the insects.
See, I never saw this sign. I never saw this poster at all.
Back. All this is still on the first floor.
There are 3 decks, what they call decks, but the Bible says there are 3 main floors to the ark, so that's biblical. That's biblical, so we go with that.
One thing about the ark, I don't know if you'll get to see the detail, but all that looks like wood is wood. So even the big beams, the big round, trunks of the trees, that's real wood that they put. I don't know if they put something on the inside of it, for structure wise.
So a few of them, if I noticed that some of the wiring would actually routed through those trees. So some of them I think were hollowed out, but we heard and read that some of them came from a reclaimed forestry project in Utah. They're some of the biggest, I forget what kind of trees they are, but they're huge. This was a bat exhibit, and that was it. This is a to scale model. This actually shows, without all the exhibits and everything, how everything would fit inside of the actual Ark. If we were to do it the way that the Creation Museum people and the Ark Encounter people have done this, Ken Ham and the whole team, if that's the way they have rendered it, and it actually works.
Sorry for the video on this one.
A little sideways. You turn your head to the left.
So when you're looking, you can look up and you can see all three decks at the same time. That tree that's right there, that's one of those trees.
Yeah.
And there's exit doors to leave.
That's very biblically accurate.
Yeah. Escape.
Yeah. And now, one thing I didn't know was that the Ark had elevators.
Up and down.
And running water.
Running water, AC.
Either what it is, Noah had it pretty nice.
Yeah.
Let me just say, the up...
I missed that part in Scripture.
Oh, yeah. The incline ramps in the Ark, they are no joke.
No.
There's a lot of walking, and it is all incline, up or down. So if you have problems walking on an incline, you probably should just watch this video.
They had wheelchairs that you could rent there, so I think they had regular wheelchairs and electric ones.
And that's what the elevators were for.
Yeah. But you could get up everything. They didn't. I don't remember any stairs that you couldn't. You know, if you didn't want to take the elevator, if you felt like pushing somebody, or if you were on the electric, you could take the ramps. But they did have elevators, like Micah said, to take you from one floor to the next.
And it actually worked pretty good. I mean, we were with a few with strollers and one electric chair, and so it worked. It worked.
Yeah, everything was stroller. You know, you could use a stroller everywhere you went. The only place was getting on and off the shuttle bus, but that was it. Otherwise, everything else you could get on with the stroller.
This is the 6-day creation period explained in just a small portion. This is where, for me, I started noticing things. If you come to this is the beginning of the exhibits. Honestly, I kind of wish they had more here.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to read, but it's not so much like in the Creation Museum. We've been there probably 5 or 6 times, and there's a lot to take in. There's a lot of little vignettes and little dioramas. Here there were very few. If you're coming to look for like a lot of information, you're best to go to the Creation Museum. This is more if you're looking at the actual structure, what you're walking in, the Ark. That is the exhibit. That is the exhibit.
Yep. Right here does not do justice to the crowd level. This is after the cages. It kind of opened up on the first floor, but you will see soon that it closes back up. Here you started back in the line, and then it just crowd levels were hefty.
Whenever I see myself on video, I notice just how much I do not sit still or stand still. It's kind of disturbing. It's like, what? Yeah, this was another Tree of Life deal, talking about sin. They explain the whole creation story, then they go into how man falls and what sin does.
A lot of these exhibits, which we didn't realize this till after we had left and you were looking things up, was that it was designed after books that Ken Ham had written.
Not Ken Ham, but one of the guys, whoever this guy is. Actually, this guy who has the spear in his hand is a giant. He is modeled after this scientist guy. I've actually heard, I can't remember, we'll try to put his name up.
It was Answers in Genesis, wasn't it? They're the ones
that's the whole group.
Wrote it, which is put on by Ken Ham. He's kind of the president,
the main guy. This is depiction of sin.
He's sawing so fast you can't see him move.
There will be some double videos on here merely because me and Micah were walking by each other.
We all were looking at the same thing, evidently.
Come on, Cope.
I did not have no contribution to the video of this.
There's a few pictures that
this
you
is
put
pretty
out.
cool. Okay. So this was metalworking blacksmith shop inside the Ark.
Tubal cane.
It's plausible.
Look, he's cut himself on his forearm.
I kind of wish they were moving, really, though. The whole animatronic thing, you can't go wrong with animatronic.
No.
Yeah.
I know they're a lot of maintenance, but they make it just that much more cool.
I wish the place would have had some live actors.
Yeah, that would have been neat
Yeah.
too.
Sort of people playing the parts of,
Right, yeah.
of the family.
Yeah. Telling a story too, you know.
Right.
It's more personal than just hearing a computer voiceover talk.
Yeah. And there's a lot to read, so I don't think we read it all. I know I did.
Oh, I know I
did.
They said the afternoon is a better time to go through. It's not as busy, so if you're more of a reader than a looker, you're not watching the pictures or something. If you want to read, go in the afternoon. They said it's a lot slower.
And it cleared out after lunch.
We went in on a Friday, and the crowds were crazy, so I can't imagine a Saturday.
This is cool, though, just the way they depict ancient tools. Do I think it was like that? Not exactly, but it's an idea.
Yeah.
This was talking about how God prepared Noah, that exhibit, how God prepared Noah. This is a fairy tale ark exhibit, and it's talking about the dangers of telling children Bible stories in fairy tale-like manners. I'm not so sure that's dangerous, but that was the exhibit. We went to it.
Hey, my nursery had all Noah's Ark stuff, and I turned out fine.
Yeah, like I was telling Micah when we were there, I was telling him that when they get older, and to understand more.
Yeah, there's different levels.
Then you can be teaching them about the destruction and whatnot. But there's nothing wrong with reading them a story about Noah saving animals.
Yeah, I didn't agree with this little concept at all.
Listening to the Lord and saving the animals.
Help me understand. What's this? Oh, yeah, okay, so you could walk up to this thing and you could see maybe the life of Noah and his family.
Gideon thought that woman was the woman that lost her coin and had a sleeper house.
Okay, yeah, because we just went to the Bible school, and so he had that story in his mind. There were places to get something to drink. Very expensive, however, but that was, you could stop and get a bottle of water for like, $5 or something.
You also can bring in snacks, as far as I understood, which we did. They didn't stop us. You can bring in snacks and water.
This was cool. I kind of wish the plants were live.
Yeah.
I hate to sound like I'm so critical, but I kind of built this up.
There's so much more they could have done with
Exactly. But when you take into account that the ark itself, to build the ark itself, cost $100 million, you're kind of like, okay, I understand.
it.
Yeah.
But still, there's time to do more. It
gives you an idea, but like we talked about before, it'd have been fun if the people there would have been actors, where you could have heard them talking. Telling a story. That'd have been neat.
If you could, the people. That's the thing. There's so many people.
Yeah.
Which itself preaches a message of hope. Like we're talking about this, the flood of Noah was the judgment of God on the earth, but yet there was enough room to hold thousands of people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there was thousands of people there.
There were thousands of people in this building shaped like an ark. So there's hope. That's a message of hope.
I know one thing said that they wondered, what their living quarters would be like, and they said they figured it'd be spacious and nice because they didn't know how long they were going to spend on the boat.
Uh-huh.
So
this is a good shot of just how big it is. Yeah, the boat.
Yeah.
We can call it whatever. Actually, when you translate the word ark is not a boat. It actually means box, which...
So
This
floating box.
This was a neat little scene here where it shows Noah releasing the dove.
That was interesting. There was a lot of fowls. This was a fowl scene.
Mm-hmm. If you don't know what fowl is, that's a bird.
Here is the birds. This is on the very top floor.
Yeah. Yeah, this is getting closer to the end of the Ark exhibits.
Yeah. So they go through this whole explanation for different species of animals that were on the ark. I left with more questions than I had answers in Genesis here. Yeah, I'm crazy. It was unreal. Like I said, it was kind of ironic that we left. I left with more questions than answers from some of these things, just because there wasn't a lot of information. There were a lot of labels, it felt like, on things that kind of explained what these things were supposed to be.
All this stuff is more of a museum type.
This was my favorite
museum
portion.
Of the Bible.
Yeah, this was my favorite portion of the entire thing because it went through different translations of the Bible, like where we get different manuscripts. And there's
Holden.
And that's it for the videos. The rest of these pictures.
This whole trip was really cool. Like I said, I do have a few problems with things. Like I left with more questions than answers from Genesis. Like they kind of have this thing. But some of the things are plausible. Some of the things I'm like, I'm not so sure. But it was definitely an experience. It was way bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
That you cannot put into words how big this thing is. I wish that maybe you could took more time, but because of the people we had, there were so many people.
Yeah, if there wasn't many people, you could definitely spend all day, if not 2 days, going through the Ark, reading everything.
I enjoyed it because it was, we all did it together. That was probably the best part about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Everybody did it. All the church people, we all got together. It was fun. It's definitely an amusement park type atmosphere.
Yeah.
It feels sort of, what do you call it? It's educational, edutainment.
Fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun all the way. They have several zip lines there.
But don't go there expecting to learn the story of Noah from the Bible's perspective.
Exactly.
Just go read Genesis.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that
because there's a lot of stuff that that's not in Genesis.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot that's kind of what they call artistic license.
Yeah.
As with this sort of
The pig kind.
the big kind, yes. Is that where Timon and Pumbaa were? I don't know.
I guess so.
So it goes through fossil records and a few cool things. There's an Ice Age exhibit. I didn't get to see that.
I didn't see
it was sad. I watched plenty of videos afterwards, though, to see what things were about. We had a lot of fun, though. It was a great experience, a great trip. I think everybody had fun. I think everybody enjoyed it. All the kids enjoyed it. It's just huge. It was so big. Noah, I don't know that Noah built it by himself, him and his sons. He may have hired contractors throughout the 120 years that he built it. But supposedly this was built.
I don't think a dad and 3 sons could work that long on a project and not have to outsource something.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
There's probably a lot of fights in it.
There could have been a lot of tension and stuff like that. But, they showed us what this could have looked like. So that was our trip to the Ark Encounter.
Nope.
Here it comes back. And outside they had a zoo, petting zoo. They had just a small mini zoo. They had food on grounds.
We actually had the buffet at Imzara's Cafe or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That was fun.
They had a pretty neat playground.
The playground was awesome because it had like this soft ground. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a whole fun trip, and we were blessed to get to go, and everybody enjoyed it. So I think that's about our whole trip.
Yep.
So
Until next time.
We'll see y'all further down the road.